Hey everybody, Brooks and Drag Times here. I'm out at Pebble Beach for Car Week, and the first stop is the Zenvo house. We're checking out the Aurora Agile and Tur. But first, let's walk through. Wow, look at this house. You've got Zenvo floating in the pool, barbecue. I can't imagine what this house is worth, but the cars are back here. Let's roll in and check out what we got. I hear it's 1,850 horsepower V12 quad turbo. And this is one of the first looks we're gonna get at this car out here at Car Week. Right here we got the Agile one. This makes 1,850 horsepower, all-wheel drive. It's got a V12, 4 turbochargers in the back, electric motor somewhere back here as well. And then if you get the optional all-wheel drive on this model, it comes with a motor on each wheel. And it's just insane. I mean, you can kind of see straight through some of the wheel suspension on here. Single wiper in the front. Pretty outrageous design. I was out with Shmee and checking out his Zenvo out there, and he kind of mentioned that this was coming to Pebble, so I'm really cool with this opportunity to definitely check it out. Complete carbon. We got the doors that go up. And one of the unique things about this, it's got both analog, and digital gauges. So when you're sitting in here, if you want the kind of standard analog gauges, you got that. If you want to spin these around, you hold down the button here, and this will flip around to a digital display on the back where you can get your CarPlay and other items. So you press left and right, and I think you can swipe through the different things. There's your navigation, and there's your music. And then on this side, we have the tire pressures, but if you hold it down, you can get the gauges to flip around right there again. And here's where we got our battery, fuel, temperatures, and so forth. And of course, right here, you got the tachometer. The V12 quad turbo revs to 10,000 RPM. And when you add the all-wheel drive and electric motors, you get 1,850 horsepower all-wheel drive. Inside, it's pretty comfortable. The seats are actually non-movable, kind of like the 4GT. So down here, I'm sure we got movable pedals to kind of adjust it for each person. I'm here with Zenvo of Naples. There's Todd. Why don't you get in the car here? Let's check it out.
This car's
Have a seat over here. Let's see what it's like. So carbon doors everywhere. It's got light sensors on the inside of the door to open it, and soft close doors. There you go. There's like a light. There's a light sensor there that the door kind of pops open because it's soft close.
It's amazing.
So come on in here and hop in.
Literally sitting on the top.
Right?
Very cool.
It's a little 4GT-ish on the inside. We're pretty close, right?
You like that, though.
See, it's got this kind of thing here because there's a scoop, there's an air scoop coming in right through here,
so
right through the middle.
Be amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's right above your head, right? So that's the intake back here for the motor. Kind of comes down here. A little bit of Chiron-ish too, with this kind of divider, right? Yeah.
You know what I really love?
This looks like a Bugatti for sure, with these gauges, these things down the middle.
But this reminds me, look at that. Like the Lotus.
Oh yeah, that's how that works.
So if I put my sunglasses.
Just falls to the ground.
That's pretty cool.
There you go. So a nice mix of Alcantara. We got the turn signals are up here. We got paddle shifters over here.
Very cool.
It's a nice feel to it too. Yeah.
Let me see the camera from this side just to show the. Look at the steering column, kind of how it floats.
Oh, look, it's all carbon all the way down there too. Yeah. And I'm assuming in the production model you'll be able to move the pedals towards you because the seats don't move, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
And did you know about the dashboard, how everything?
Yeah, we just went over how you split the gauges, so we got a mix of analog and digital. I like that. It's a little McLaren-ish with the flipping down of the screen. Some motorized stuff right there, right?
On the screen itself,
right?
Really cool.
Yeah. So you can see kind of what it'd be like to drive from here. Point of view driving like this.
Oh, it's very comfortable.
I'm gonna bring it and shut down the door very gently. It's their soft closed doors. They said just kind of be very nice to it. Oh, there you go. And
you have a phone call coming in.
Yeah, Mom's calling. There you go. So this is the track version called the Agile. So it's Aurora. I think they're based off the Northern Lights is what they were telling us. And so this is the track version, lots of aero. This one's about $3 million. Is that the pricing?
As it comes down, 2.6 million euros. So depending on the exchange rate.
Got it.
And right now the exchange rate is in our favor.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What have to put a deposit down?
Well, that's something we'll talk about.
We'll have to talk about that?
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
I mean, all-wheel drive and 1,850 horsepower.
There's nothing like it.
Sounds like fun. You think the closest thing is the Navara, and of course that's all electric. You're not gonna have the sounds of the quad turbo V12 in the back with this thing, right?
Completely different experience.
Yeah, I mean the car looks really good.
Love it.
So this is the Agile version, the track version. We're going to hop over to the other side where they have the Tour version,
Yes,
which has less aero, comes standard with all-wheel drive and the 1,850 horsepower. This one costs an extra because it's more track, so they go for rear-wheel drive, but you can't add the all-wheel drive back into it. But man, it's getting pretty hot here. Let's figure. I don't even know how to open the door. But let's see. Oh, there we go. Woo! So open the door, but you can see it. Full carbon, right there. Got kind of areas for your head, and if you put a helmet on, you get a little more space up here too.
A lot of headroom.
But plenty of headroom, yeah.
But look at the design with the tire.
Oh yeah.
Carbon fiber.
So we're looking right through here. I mean, it's just all race car stuff, right? Look at the aero and the carbon. It looks really, really good. Right there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hop out and check out the Tour model, which has less aero and has a higher top speed. But looking along, let's go along to the back here. This thing's nuts. Got quad exhaust tips, exposed, suspension work down the back right here.
Look at this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see straight through the car.
That's amazing.
Yeah, really, really cool. Yeah, the carbon work and everything is really cool. Exposed suspension on the front and on back to the rear here. It's kind of a mix. They got a mix of exposed carbon and forged carbon as well, right? So imagine, I don't know if this would comes off or not if you see the engine.
Yes, this is actually a structural part of the whole chassis.
Okay.
So we have the monocoque, and then this is the top cross frame that you normally have.
Okay.
But it's a hot beat, so we have all the turbos sitting up here.
So four turbos sitting on top.
Exactly.
Wow.
And there's going to be a whole lot of heat shielding on that.
Okay.
But we're working on maybe opening up the sides a little bit. This is the whole heat shield part. So the exhaust is actually sitting on here.
Okay.
The whole muffler is sitting on here. So this is the big heat shield, and we're going to have some cuts and stuff like that in there, so you can actually see into the engine, but also to get rid of some of the heat in there.
Gotcha.
And then you can see straight into the header.
So it's one electric motor on each front, and then one kind of in between the transmission and the engine?
No, it's actually on the transmission.
It's on it, okay.
It's on the transmission, so it's gonna work to smoothen out gear changes and stuff like that, because we're still using our in-house dock box. So it just slams the gears together. There's no clutch. So it just bangs the gears together.
So probably a lot of transmission noise too?
No, it's actually not that bad because it's not straight cut gears.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
So it's still really smooth, and with that electric powertrain, it's just gonna help a lot with city driving. It's gonna be really smooth
Gotcha.
if you wanted to, and you can go completely aggressive, and it just bangs the gears together.
Sounds like similar to what they did with the Scion.
Yeah.
With their single clutch, they just added a little 30 horsepower in there, but it sounds like you got more power in that back motor, right?
Yeah. So it's 1,250 horsepower from the V12, and then additional 200 horsepower electric on the gearbox.
Right.
So that's what you have on the rear axle. Then you can opt to have the front wheel drive as well.
Okay.
So.
Do you know what size battery?
It's still in the works because we need to figure out the exact way we want to use the batteries and how we're gonna again take some of that power back. But it's in the works. Yeah.
Okay. And the electric motors on the front, are those like axial flux? What kind of tech is on there?
Also still in the works.
Still in the works. Okay, gotcha.
But it's all down to this is so compromised in terms of packaging. So we need to fit every single thing inside that sort of narrow shape in the center. So we need to have everything in there.
Gotcha.
So we need to find every single thing that's as small, as crazy powerful as possible.
Well, it's crazy because the weight is phenomenal, right? I think it's about 3,000 pounds.
Yeah, so this will be around 3,000 pounds. If you're up for the four-wheel drive, it's going to be a little bit heavier, of course, because you're going to have a bit more battery and also some electric.
Yeah,
electric
I mean, a little over 3,000 pounds and 1,850 horsepower all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
This is going to be absolutely nuts. All right, so we're going to jump over and check out its brother, the Tour, which is higher top speed and less aero. So let's walk over and check it out. All right, so behind me over here is the Tour version. So we got less aero, and I don't know, I kind of like this more sleeker look myself. And this one comes standard with the all-wheel drive and the 1,850 horsepower. Todd, so this one comes standard with the 1,850 horsepower?
Correct, that's standard.
This is my model then.
Surprisingly?
Yeah. Higher top speed.
Surprisingly, I was seeing these, we were seeing all the renderings, and I've been seeing this for over a year and a half now, being involved with
Really? Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting this to be my model either, and this is 100%.
It looks really, really cool.
It's not...
And look how you can see through the dash into the seats, how that kind of has that floating dash. You can kind of see straight through there, right? Any storage at all?
Air intake?
Yes, this will have some storage.
Okay, was it the carbon hood pops up?
On the front,
Okay.
And You know, we don't have a final solution, but possibly something around this area.
Okay, gotcha. So you can see on the Tour, you don't have the exposed suspension bits. Obviously, the large bore wing is not here either. So about 280 miles an hour top speed, which is plenty. I mean, who needs to go much faster than that? And of course, 3 electric motors, V12 quad turbo. I'm sure it's going to sound pretty amazing.
Just judging by the exhaust,
Yeah.
it is right here.
Yeah.
So it's pretty impressive. I love this. This
Yeah,
is just,
it's super cool.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, you can see straight through the car.
I think the key message is homologated for the US.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're making 50 of each, right?
Correct. Yep.
50 of the Tour, 50 of the Agile.
For the world, not
the
just
world.
the US. So
Okay.
very limited.
Just a left or right-hand drive. I think they're starting production in 2026. 2026.
2026.
Okay. So we got some time.
We hope they'll be sold out, and I have a feeling they will be
Yeah.
long before that day.
Yeah.
comes.
Well, hopefully I'll get to drive one day. It's super cool. I mean, this is going to be a ride. I mean, such high horsepower car with the V12. And we'll check out some of the carbon ceramic brakes, of course. 265 on the front. In the back, we got 325s. Looking through the front, look how you can see straight through through all of the suspension work into the back there. It's a pretty wild design. And this also has the same kind of gauge setup inside here, where it will flip the gauges around when you hold down these buttons. That's pretty wild. That looks great. And then over here you can do the same, so you can have your kind of Pagani, Bugatti look, or you could have your digital displays as well and still keep a really classic and really cool design on this. So you can see this is Danish, so there's no stitching on the seats at all. And then there's a little button down here that moves the pedals up so you can sit. Another interesting thing to look at is the roof scoop doesn't really scoop up, it kind of dives into the car. So when you're kind of coming up through, you can see it jumps down in the middle, and then inside, it kind of scoops inside and separates the 2 passengers, right? So you can see it diving into there. I think you can see some kind of radiator in there, but I like how it's definitely a little more aerodynamic than having a scoop kind of stick up from the outside of the car. It just makes it overall more sleeker design. So as you can see, there's no windows at the back. There's actually going to be a digital screen. Well, you're going to use one of the flip over screens there, and there'll be a camera in the back, so they'll be able to see out the back of the car. This is my first video I'm doing out at Pebble Beach and Car Week. So as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up, helps the video on the channel, and we'll see you next video.